Thanks everybody for coming to today's weekly Texas Roadhouse press conference. We're going to start off today with a couple of presentations. So right now I'd like to invite up Director of Development for Athletics, Patricia Rankin.
Thank you. As a Falcon family, we depend greatly on corporate partnerships. And one partnership I wanted to acknowledge today is the one that we have with Texas Roadhouse. So John Mark and Heather Bays are here with us, and so is John David. They have been extremely gracious to us as a Falcon entity, Falcon Athletics, and not only are they providing all of the meals for all 52 of our press conferences this year, but they are also feeding each one of our teams. All they asked from us was, can we have a jersey to display up in our restaurant, because it is full, and John Mark was just telling me that their store right now is number 10 in the country. So that is amazing, and we know they have great service, and thank you. And if I could have the coaches come up here and we'll take a picture and we'll present you with the jerseys that we have. Thank you guys.
Coach, can you guys squeeze in a little bit behind the podium? Scooch, scooch, scooch. Put him right
There you go. Very good.
He's smiling.
All right.
Got it?
Thank you.
Thank you. That's been like the highlight of the day.
Thank you.
With that face too. Oh my God, stop.
with the label.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
The guys, they've always had those big.
Okay, next up I'd like to bring up Richard Costa, our Director of Marketing, to talk about our partnership with MCH and our Pink Games this upcoming month.
Thank you, Ryan. Yes. Joining me up here is Rhonda Llewellyn. I'm sure most of you guys know Rhonda. Say hi, Rhonda.
Hey there.
The reason we're taking some time on the press conference today is to announce something kind of special and unique that we started last year with UT3 football in partnership with Medical Center Hospital. Everyone knows in October starts the Pink Out Games. We always try to target the game just right before October to really kick off, pun intended, kick off the Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And we really focus on twofold. One is the awareness, which sometimes gets overshadowed. But the reason that we wear pink is to remind people of what this horrible disease does to families. And you would be hard-pressed not to find someone who has been touched by this disease in some way, either by a loved one or by themselves or by a friend or family. And so we feel it's important to continue that tradition whenever we can. And so with the help of Medical Center Hospital, they will produce a t-shirt. We're going to use the same shirt as we did last year. It's our official Pink Out shirt, and our staff will be wearing it. And then something Medical Center Hospital does is they sell those shirts to their employees, they sell it to the community. Anyone in the community can go and buy one. How do they go about buying one?
Just contact Communications Marketing. They're at Medical Center Health System, and we'll take care of it. It's $25, and the proceeds do go to Pink Basin.
Yes, at the end of the month, we collect all the proceeds, and so we'll continue this through the entire month of October. And then on the November 3rd game, we will invite Pink the Basin to collect a check. Last year, we were very, very fortunate and honored to present Pink the Basin with a check for $10,000 that we got just off of the t-shirt sales and the generosity of our community. So we want to encourage everyone to please seek these shirts out, to go out to a good cause. We want to wear them on the 29th to kick off the month, but we encourage everyone to wear them the entire month of October to keep the awareness going. Okay, and then you can buy them, as I said, at Medical Center Hospital
We're at the game.
or at the games, and all those proceeds will go to Peak the Basin. You guys have any questions? All right, thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, today's press conference schedule, we've got head men's and women's tennis coach Guillaume Gauthier. He's going to be recapping his team's fall season as they go into the ITA Nationals this coming week. Head football coach Justin Kerrigan and players Josh Terrell and Christian Brown talking about last weekend's game and then coming back home this coming Saturday at 6 o'clock for their game against Western New Mexico. Fans can follow that game online at UTPB, where we'll have live stats, live video, and live audio along with on Rock 95.1. Okay, some schedule things for this week. Tomorrow is our groundbreaking on our new kinesiology building next to the turf field. That's at 10 o'clock. You guys are all invited for that. Tuesday night, fans can always catch the replay of our game on MyTV 16 beginning at 7 o'clock for all home games. Wednesday nights at 6 p.m. is the Justin Kerrigan Coaches Show at Lynx Bar and Grill on Rock 95.1. And every Sunday night, you can catch all of our head coaches on the CBS 7 Coaches Show at 10:30 on Sunday nights. All right, we'll start off today with head men's and women's tennis coach Guillaume Gauthier.
Thank you. We started our season the Labor Day weekend. We attended the Tyler Junior College Invitational. We had we made the main draw finals in 4 flights prior to the rain setting in, and we were not able to complete the event. But basically, we had 4 players and 7 of the draws in the main draw finals. We did not have any participant in the main draw doubles finals. The following week, we traveled to Colorado, played against Colorado State Pueblo, Metro State Denver, and Colorado Mesa. The men went undefeated in team play. We had some wins against players in the top 20 in the nation, top 60 in the nation. So that trip should probably get us in the top 4 in our ITA South Central region. The women did very well, finishing 2-2 in the Colorado trip, which was an improvement from last year where we were 1-3. We did not have any wins in the nation or in the region on the women's side, but we had 2 good team wins. This past weekend, we came back from New Mexico State, the Fall Women Aggie Invitational. We had 1 woman winning the main draw final. We finished with an overall 12 singles win, 9 losses, and we broke even at 500 in doubles. So far, foreseeing there at the initial national ranking, we should have 1 player ranked in the top 10 in the nation in singles. We should also have 1 team ranked in the top 50 in the nation in doubles. Hopefully we'll have a regional ranking on the women. And that's it. Thank you.
All right, next up is head football coach Justin Kerrigan.
Thank you all for coming out.
All right, Coach. Great start to the game, and especially on the offensive side. You know, what kind of happened from the first quarter on offensively?
I think at the end of it is just not being consistent enough. Nothing changed in our game plan. Nothing really changed from what they were doing defensively. It really just came down to execution, and we got down in the scoring zone a couple of times, just weren't able to finish it off. And then some other times the penalties got us, and poor execution got behind the chains. Offensively, we weren't able to sustain some drives.
Staying with the offense, 2 weeks ago, Taylor had his debut at home. Now on the road, maybe a little bit of growing pains. Completion percentage dropped quite a bit. what are your thoughts on him and, you know, going forward this season?
Well, I think for him and the way he played, I thought he had a lot of good reads and good decisions. I can only think of really one throw that I thought was just terribly bad throw, and it was early in the game. After that, we just didn't give him much time. We definitely got to get better up front. There were opportunities to hit big plays down the field, and unfortunately he didn't have the ability to step up in the pocket and get the ball there. And if we want to play with the top teams in the country, we got to be able to run the ball, and 2 yards a carry is not good enough, and we got to be able to protect the quarterback. We got to get better up front offensively.
Your guys' last home game, you started off real strong. So coming into this game on Saturday, what are you guys going to do being back at home?
Be better up front offensively. Be more consistent. I don't know. You know, at the end of the day, we'll go back to practice early tomorrow morning. You know, continue to work on the same stuff, get better at what we do, try to perfect our craft a little bit more, and hopefully be a little bit more consistent taking the field next Saturday and be able to put 4 quarters together offensively. I think our defense has done a phenomenal job and playing with some top-level talent the past 2 weeks. But the first 4 weeks as a whole, our defense has given us a lot of opportunities to win football games. We got to pick it up on offense.
What did you feel like the defense was able to do right in the second half there to kind of slow their momentum down?
I think part of it was just settling down. We had a lot of opportunities in the first half to make plays. I don't know if maybe we just get a little bit too excited, too anxious, maybe sometimes too hesitant, and not trusting what you've seen on film and playing full speed. But generally, I think with our defense, we don't have any issues going full speed. Maybe sometimes we're a little bit too amped up, but guys settled down, they played well.
Did you think that, you know, you said they got a little too amped up? You had that 13-12 lead in the first quarter, and then they started to kind of, you know, they scored a few more touchdowns and had the lead out to about, I think it's 32-13 going in the half. Did you feel that the momentum or any sort of positive feeling that the team had kind of got sucked out of them at all?
You know, I don't think so. I think our guys are pretty resilient. They do a good job of, you know, going into halftime, if that's kind of what we're talking about, being level-headed, not getting too down. The one thing I'm concerned about is, do we get too high? As you mentioned, being up 13-12. I said the past 2 weeks I've told the team, don't be surprised when you're ahead in this game. Don't be surprised when we take a lead. And I think, you know, maybe we get too excited. I don't know, but we got to be able to play the next play. We got to go 4 quarters, and that's something that I'm not sure we've really done yet on all 3 phases of the game. Be level-headed and play the next play. But we're playing with top-level talent, and we show that we can. We got to be more consistent. Got to have a little bit more edge on every single snap to finish off 4 quarters that way.
I know last week defensively you talked about guys sticking to their assignments and not trying to go out of their way to make a big play, because that's when the big play gets given up. Do you think that might be those 2 things are kind of hand in hand in terms of getting too, like, I guess, amped up, trying to get almost like, not overconfident, but, you know, getting those good vibes, and then that kind of leads to guys trying to go for the big play and maybe forcing a little bit?
No, I don't think so. You know, Saturday night, they had a lot of opportunities early in the game, especially in the first half defensively, to get off the field on 3rd down. The quarterback of theirs was an incredible athlete. And if the throw wasn't there, he'd take off and run. And we generally had somebody there to tackle him. We just didn't finish the tackle. And there was, I think, 3 or 4 times in the first half we had the chance to get off the field and didn't. We got to secure those tackles at the same time. The guy carrying the ball is an unbelievable athlete, which is, you know, why he's putting up the numbers that he is. You know, and at the end of the day, we got to try to match that and finish those plays. And I think that was the difference and the key for them jumping out in the big lead before halftime, was his ability to extend plays and get first downs, keep the ball moving.
John was injured in the first half of the game and didn't end up finishing the rest of the matchup on Saturday. What's his status going into this week?
It's day by day right now. We have not gotten an update, so I can't really say too much. as to where he's at. As of right now, we'll prepare to have him Saturday, but we'll also have to go through the week, day by day, as to how much can he participate, and next man up's got to come in and play just like him.
How do you feel about where the team is just from, standpoint, 0-4, 0-2 start to conference play, and I know obviously like start of each new season, fresh slate, you get those good vibes going, you kind of hope of, some aspirations of what the season could be. Then you get off to a tough start, and how do you feel like the guys have still hung with it and still, really, because just 2 losses in conference play, if you were to turn the corner, there's still a chance to do some special things. Do you feel like there's that motivation still there?
Absolutely, yeah. Our guys are strong. They're tough. I think they also see what they're capable of doing, the abilities that we have. It's all been positive and been good, and we do a good job of putting it behind us and moving on to the next one.
As far as Western New Mexico as an opponent, what are some things that they do well, and what are you guys going to focus on to get the win this week?
Well, I can speak on their defense. They're very sound. They're hard and physical, and how they play. I think it's going to be a challenge of trying to get to the big plays. It's going to be a challenge running the football. I know, just speaking with the defense staff a little bit, they got a good quarterback and a pretty decent athlete. The ability to extend some plays, kind of similar to what we just saw, and they're going to do a whole lot of different stuff offensively, different formations and packages and things like that. It'll be a tough challenge, but again, for us, it's just a matter of going back and trying to perfect what we do, get better at it.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay, next up is defensive back Josh Terry.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I'm good to go.
So you guys had quite the challenge taking on Tarleton this week, but it really seemed like in the second half, defense really picked it up. What was different in the second half defensively as opposed to the first half?
Nothing was really different. We didn't really make any adjustments. We just went out there and just played harder, I guess. In the first half, like Coach was saying, we had the opportunities there, and we didn't make the play, and we didn't get off the field. And then in the second half, we just came back and made those plays like we should have in the first half.
Heading into Saturday, what do you think you guys can work on this week to really start off strong at home?
Defensively, I say, being more consistent at tackling, getting off the field on third down. That's one thing Coach Martin has been preaching. We missed a lot of tackles in the first half. That's probably it.
Josh, you forced to recover a fumble inside the 10, and the team had 2 other goal line stands that forced turnovers on downs on 4th down. How big were those going into them this coming week and then for the rest of the season?
I say it really boosted our confidence. We've had a lot of goal line stands this year. Bend but don't break mentality, and that's what we go by.
October's starting, so you guys are going to start wearing pink for breast cancer awareness. What does that mean to you to kind of represent people in the community doing that?
Oh, well, it actually means a lot to me. My aunt actually had breast cancer at one point, and she was battling with it. And I just want to go out there and represent her.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Great, I got one. Around college football, there are a lot of players, particularly defensive backs, who have been suspended or tossed out of games for targeting and that kind of thing. Have you and the Falcons changed the way that you approach tackling? And is that a constant in the back of your mind? Because we really haven't seen targeting as much of a problem for the Falcons this year.
Well, our coaches, year one, they taught us the proper way of tackling, I guess you could say. It's a video of the Seahawks doing the tackle. Call it the hawk roll or something like that, the hawk tackle. They taught us that, and I think we've used that well over the years, and I think that's probably why you haven't seen any penalties like that or anything. But no, it doesn't really pop up in your head while you're trying to make a tackle. You're just trying to get them down any way you can.
Thanks.
Thank you, man.
Okay, next up is wide receiver Christian Brown.
Hi, Christian. I mean, it seems like, you're an explosive football player, but you and Taylor look like, the 2 weeks that he started really have a special connection. You want to comment on that? I mean, looks like you're his go-to guy.
I wouldn't really consider it that. Taylor just hits the open person. No plays really designed to go to a certain person. And I feel like going 110% at practice with Taylor, we do have a good connection, and hopefully we can build that connection as the season grows.
How impressed have you been just with his progression, not just these first 2 games, but from even when he first came on campus to getting some game reps and where he's at now?
Taylor's a very mature guy to be a true freshman coming and playing in such a conference like this. I feel like he's matured a lot since he's gotten here, and I feel like the more we play and the more he gets coaching from our coaches, he'll mature more and become an even better player.
Like I asked Josh, October starting, so breast cancer awareness is happening. What does it mean to you to wear pink during this month?
I personally don't have anybody in my family who's ever dealt with breast cancer, but I know a lot of people who have. So to be able to represent this and go out there and wear pink for that reason, I feel like it's beneficial for people who have dealt with stuff like that, because that's something tough to do.
Thanks.
Thanks, Christian.
All right, thanks everybody. We'll be back here again next